So can everyone able to see my screen?
Yes, Pawan.
Okay, good. So yesterday, like we have discussed about few topics like random expressions. So in which scenarios we can use random expressions and random. There are like random text and also random numbers. So we have covered all those things. And also we have discussed about rescan modules, like in which scenarios we can use rescan, either if the test case is getting failed, or maybe if you want to add any new module attribute, so then we can add this, use this rescan modules. And also we have discussed about the merge modules as well. So if you found any duplicates, so then we can use this concept called merge module so that it will become a single module. And also we have discussed about the most important topic, libraries and reusable tested blocks and the business parameters. So the process is very simple. So you can see if you observe this folder, we need to create a library first, and then we need to create a reusable tested block, and then we need to create a business parameter. So this is the folder structure: a library, reusable tested block, and then business parameters. So we will create these business parameters basically if you want to pass any dynamic values. So that means the data is getting changed for each and every test or for each and every tester. So then we need to use this a business parameter concept. So this is very, very important. And also, like if you don't want to link the particular reusable tester block, so you can just simply right click on the RTB, which you can see an arrow symbol, click on resolve reference so that there will be no link between a reusable tester block and your test case. Okay, so now let's discuss about steer tables in Tosca. So do you guys remember like what we have discussed in our previous class regarding the tables? So maybe we have discussed about like what is the row number and what is the column. So these things we have already discussed. So now tell me guys, so what is the row number and column number for this John at the rate example.com? What is the row number and column number for John at
Third
the
row,
rate
third
example?
column.
Third row, third column. Yeah, so what about this Dooley? What is the row number and column number?
So
One, two.
First
row
row,
1,
second
column
column.
2.
First row, first row, second column. Perfect. Yes. So before working on this table expressions or table operations, so you need to know very clearly what is the row number and what is the column. So now let's deeply like see like how does this tables work, and also how to find the row count. Like if you want to find like how many rows are available, how many columns are available, or what is the row number of John, or maybe what is the what we can say, how many Johns are available in this table. So these kind of things we can do by using a table operation. So now let's go one by one. So before going to this, we'll just scan the module first. So go to modules, scan, and click on application. Okay. So now we'll select this particular table. Okay. So now you can see, the selected item is unique. And also, like if you are having any doubts, like what is the row number and what is the column number, but still you are not able to understand, so we can view that. So if you click on the table, so there is one option called show content preview. You just click on that. So once you clicked on that button, you can see the table like whatever we have scanned. So you can see the coordinates option here. So if I hover on Jola, you can see $1, $1. If you hover on Jane, it's like $2, $1. If you hover on John, $3, $1. So that means we are getting all the coordinates, like what is the column, what is the row. So $2, $3. In this way, like we are getting all the things. Okay, so basically you can see July at the rate example, remove edit button here having like $1, $4. So even by this also you can identify if you are having any confusion, like what is the row number and what is the column number. So then we can use this coordinates option as well. So for that we need to click on show content preview. That's all. So now let's click on save and close. Okay, so now we have scanned a module like with the table. So now let me create a test case. So maybe I have a folder here. I will write the name saying like table operations. Okay, so now I will just simply drag and drop the module. So we'll find a row count first. Okay, just create a duplicate step. Okay, so I'll create a test configuration parameter as browser as edge so that it will be faster. Okay, so now our scenario is like I need to find how many rows are available. So July, Jane, John, John. So like there are like 4 to 5. So if it is starting from first name, it will show it as 5. Or if it is starting from July, it will just show it as 4. So let's see like how many rows it is getting displayed. So now if you go to the table, so if you expand the table, so here we need to write a particular function like saying if you click on this particular blue color arrow, we need to write a row count. So this is the syntax like row count. So once you are writing the expression as row count, so we need to give the name like whatever you want. So maybe like test. So you want to store that particular value. What is the row count? Either 10 or 15 or 20, you need to store it somewhere. So for that, the action mode will be buffer. So that means you're trying to store this entire rows like in a test variable. So now right click and run. Okay. So now it will find like how many rows are available here. So you can see buffer with test has been set to value of 5. So that means it is taking from this particular value. Starting from the first name, it's considering this as first row, second row, third row, fourth row, fifth row. So that means while calculating the rows, it is taking from the first name to a John. So that's why it is displayed with a 5. So now let's see how to find it for a column. Suppose if you want to find how many columns are available. So let me take this. Okay. So again, like the syntax is very simple. You just click on this blue color. So write the syntax as column count. Okay, and you give the name like whatever it is, maybe like test one, or maybe we can give column count as CC. Okay, and so what will be the action mode, guys? Like if you want to store that value,
Buffer. Buffer.
buffer, perfect. So that means like if you're giving the buffer, then only it will store. So now right click and run. So there are like 4 different columns starting with first name. So it should store with a buffer with name CC has been stored with value 4. See? So in this way, like we can store the column count as well. And coming to the next one. So there is like a row number. Suppose, so in which row number Jane is there? In which row number John is there? In which row number John is available? Or maybe Jola is available. So if you want to find like that, so exact row number. So then we do have a syntax called a row number. Okay. So now go to Tosca. So you just want to find the row number. Okay. So now you are not sure like in which row it is available. So you just keep it as star. So we know the column like $1. Okay. So now let's try to find the row number for Jane, Jane. So if you want to find something, so in that case, like what will be the action mode, guys? What is the action mode to find?
Verify.
Verify.
No. So verify is for verification, right? But if you want to find something, so there is an action mode to limit the search, and if you want to find something, so there is an action mode.
Constraint.
Yes, constraint is the one, correct. So now we are instructing Tosca to find where exactly chain is located, and also we need to write it like like what you want to find. So we need to find the row number. So we need to write the syntax like row number, and we'll just give maybe RN. Okay, so now it should find where exactly a Jane is located. So Jane is located in the second row. got failed. So let's see what is the reason. Okay. So we have given the value as select. So here we need to give the action mode buffer because we need to store it. See, now it got passed. So the expected output should be a 2. See, buffer with name Rn has been stored with 2 because a Jane is located in the second row. So that's why it is displayed as 2. So now if I give it as John, so what will happen in that case? Tell me, guys. So if I give it as John, so will it pass or will it fail?
It will pass.
It will pass. So how come? So what will be the output for that in that case?
3.
So what about this? Now this is
It's
also
duplicate.
John only, right?
Yeah. It's duplicate. It will get failed then.
Right. So if you run this, so definitely it will fail because Tosca will get confused of which John you need. You need the third John or you need fourth John. So what is the occurrence? Like in the first John row number you want or in the second John row number you want. So in that case, the script will fail for sure. See, it got failed. So if you see the reason, more than one control found for action star. That means more than one control found for John. So we need to specify clearly. So which John you want? You want the John for the first John row number or the second John row number. So then we need to use, instead of star, we need to give the #1. So that is like kind of a first occurrence of John. So where is the first occurrence of John here? In the third row. So now it should display the value as 3. So first occurrence of John is located in the third row. So now if you expand this, it should display the value as 3. See? So now if you want to find the second occurrence of John, so give it as #2. So now it will print the value with 4 because second occurrence of John is located on the fourth row. Okay. See, it displayed the value as 4. So in this way, like if you want to find row number and if there are any duplicates, okay, so then we need to use this #1, #2. Suppose if you want to find the fifth occurrence of John, maybe there are 5 Johns and you want to find where exactly fifth John is located, either in the 20th row, 50th row, whatever it is. So then you need to give it as #5. So in this way, like we need to change if there are any duplicates in terms of a row number. Okay, and also we do have another syntax like a result count. So this result count is like if you want to verify how many times a specific list entry appears. So that means if you want to find how many Johns are available here, how many Janes are available, how many Julies are available, so then we can use the result count option. So now let's use this. Okay, so result count. So you don't know like how many entries are there, just keep it as star. So $1. So we'll just give it as John. So if you want to find something, the action mode will be constrained. And here you need to write the syntax result count. Just write it as RC buffer. Okay. So now it will find how many Johns are available. So how many Johns are available, guys? So in this entire table,
4.
4. How come 4?
2 John, then again John at the rate example.
No. I'm asking only about the first name. So we are
Only this
given
one.
only for
Okay.
first name, right? So there are like 2 Johns. So now you can see the output is 2. So buffer with RC has been set to a value at 2. So now if you give, suppose instead of John, if you have given it as Jane, okay. So now you can see
So,
the value should be as 1. So because there is only a one chain available. So in this way, we can use all these table operations like row count, column count, row number, and result count. So these are like sometimes in interviews they will use to ask like how you will find how many rows are available, or they will ask like how many if you want to find the row number, or if you want to find how many values are available in the table. So then we need to tell all these things like row number, row count, result count, these all things. Okay. So can some, who is this? Can you please go on mute? Okay. Okay. So these are like some of the future. So for some of the table operations, and also like if you see this example, so whatever I'm trying to show, just once again. Okay, so you can see like here they are saying like click on the edit button. Okay, for John and Doy. So wherever John and Doy is available, you need to click on the edit button. So that is the requirement. So wherever John and Doy combination occurs, you need to find. So this is John Little, no. This is Jane Doy, no. This is Jolie Dooley, no. So this is like John and Doy. Okay, so now we need to keep a constraint for these two, and then you need to click on the edit button. So here, if you observe clearly, so this edit button, so it is available on the action column. So if you give in the action column as click, it might click on remove, it might click on the middle button, it might click on the last. So we are not sure like it will click exactly on the edit button. So in these scenarios, like we need to use an embedded control. So now let me show you how we can use that. Okay. So before going to that, let me show you how it will work. Okay. So now tell me guys, so if I want to find where exactly John and Doy combination is available. Okay, so I don't know like which row it is available. Okay, so then what I need to do in the row number. So if I'm not sure where exactly it is
Star,
available,
star,
we need to give it as yes, perfect, star.
star.
So the column, the first column we know, and in the second column, so in the first column we need to find the combination John and Doy. One is John and another one is Doy. Okay. So what is the action mode? Like if I want to find
Constraint.
constraint, perfect. So I will give it as constraint. So now I need to verify these two combinations, and then I need to click on this particular button which is available on the action column. So what is the action column? So what is the column number for action?
Fourth column.
4.
Fourth column. So in the next step, I need to give it as $4. So what I need to do? I need to click on that. So if I want to click on any button or something, any object, so what will be the action mode?
Input.
Sorry, input. Very good. Okay, so now our script is ready. So to be frank, like we are just finding the combination and then clicking on that particular edit or remove button. So if I run this, so let's see what will happen. So it will find the combination John and Doy. See, it is clicking on the remove button, but our scenario is like it should click on the edit button, not on the remove. Okay, so now in these scenarios, like if you are having inside the cell, if you are having any buttons or something like that, so then we need to use another concept called embedded controls. So that is like very simple. So you just need to right click and jump to module. Okay, so this is the module. So if we go inside to the cell, if you right click, okay, so we will be having few options like embedded button, embedded checkbox, combo box, links, like radio buttons. There are like so many buttons available. So now this particular thing, like whatever you're seeing, it's a button. So this edit is a button, remove is a button. So we need to create an embedded a button for this. So you can see embedded button control, just click on that. So here so here, like we can write it as edit. Okay. So now in this property, you can see we need to add one specific name, like a parameter name as edit. So then only Tosca will understand, okay, we need to click on that particular edit button, or else how it will understand? It will not at all understand. So to find that, so what you can do, you can just maybe create a new module. or maybe you can just rescan as well. So anything is fine. So I just want to find it out what is the technical parameter name for the edit button. So now let's see. Okay, so let's scan this. So now I will select any one of the edit button. Okay, so you just save it. So this is fine. Even if it is unique or not unique, it is completely fine. You can just save the module. Okay. So now for this edit button, so this is the module what we created. See, there is one technical parameter name as edit. You just, and also the tag as button. You just copy these two. Okay. Right click, copy, and paste it in the paste it in the particular embedded control what which we have created. Right click and paste. So now see we are added two parameters like name as edit and tag as button. So the module which you have created for dummy, like you can just delete it now. So now we have created an edit button. So which has like technical properties as well. Name as edit and tag as a button. So now if you go to the test case, okay, so we need to expand the $4. So in this $4, we have an edit button because we have created it. So here we will write it as click and the action mode input. So as we are expanding the nodes, the action mode will be select. So now let's see it will click on edit button or not. See, it clicked on the edit button and also this is getting passed. So in this way, we need to use the embedded control. So that means if you say, if there are like any buttons or radio buttons or checkboxes inside the table, and if it is not working as expected, it is clicking somewhere else. So then you just need to go to module level. So you just need to create. So if you want to create any checkbox, so maybe checkbox control. So you can just create a checkbox, whatever it is, and you can just add the parameters. So basic technical parameters like what is the exact name of the checkbox or what is the exact name of the combo box. So those things you need to edit and you can just select it over there. That's all. Okay. So in this way, we can use the embedded controls inside the table. Okay. Any doubts, guys? Any doubts, yes or no? Any doubts, guys? So can you guys able to hear me? Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So yeah,
Please.
so these okay. So these are about table parameters. And now let's discuss about the simple one. So cardinality. So what is this cardinality mean? So suppose like I have given you one task like where you need to, so what we can say, you need to register yourself, and after that like whatever you're generating a random email. So you need to store that. So now let me show you that example. There is a demo web shop. Okay. So this is the email field. I think we have explained yesterday. Let me go with this. Yeah. Okay. So in this email field, test maybe some random number rnd4 at the rate gmail.com. Okay. So now right click and execute. So it entered some random value. So now tell me one thing, guys. So if I want to log in, so I have registered with this dummy mail like 4568. So if I want to log in with the same email ID, so that means I need to store this value. So how I will do that? So how we can do that, guys?
With the
So
action mode buffer.
so with the action mode buffer, yes, very good. But can you tell me like where I can do that in Tosca? So this is my test step. So I have inputted the value, I have input the value. So where I need to give the action mode buffer?
In email, there is input too. You can put it on
సో
section.
ఇప్పుడు నేను ఏమంటున్నా అంటే ఇక్కడ ఒక టెస్ట్ స్టెప్ ఉంది మనకి. ఓకే, సో లెట్స్ ఇమాజిన్ దిస్ ఈస్ ద ఓన్లీ టెస్ట్ స్టెప్ వీ హ్యావ్. ఓకే, సో ఇన్ దిస్ టెస్ట్ స్టెప్, so I have already input the value like test some random mail @gmail.com as action mode input. Okay, so it is working fine. So it entered the value on the application. So once after entering the application, so we need to store that value. So how we can do that? How you will do? So not how you can, like మీరు ఎలా చేస్తారు అసలు? ఇప్పుడు ఇన్పుట్ చేశారు, బఫర్ చేయాలి. ఏం చేస్తారు మీరు బఫర్ చేయాలంటే?
With the syntax,
యా, విత్ ద సింటాక్స్ యు ఆర్ రైట్. అంటే మీరు వేరే స్టెప్ యాడ్ చేస్తారు, ఎక్కడ ఇస్తారు అది? నేను అడిగే క్వశ్చన్ ఏంటంటే అసలు ఇది ఎక్కడ ఎంటర్ చేస్తారు మీరు? బఫర్ చేసుకొని టోస్కాకి ఎక్కడ చెప్తారు మీరు? వేరే స్టెప్ క్రియేట్ చేస్తారా? వేరే టెస్ట్ కేస్ క్రియేట్ చేస్తారా? ఏం చేస్తారు?
ఒక టెస్ట్ కేస్ క్రియేట్ చేసి మాడ్యూల్స్
I don't know
Buffer
guys.
viewer.
So what you guys have practiced, I don't understand. సో నేను అడిగే క్వశ్చన్ ఏంటంటే ఇప్పుడు ఇక్కడ ఒక వాల్యూ ఇచ్చారు. ఆ వాల్యూని మీరు మళ్ళీ బఫర్ చేసుకోవాలంటే నార్మల్గా వితౌట్ కార్డినాలిటీ అయితే మీరు ఏం చేయగలరు అంటే, సో ఇక్కడ వేరే స్టెప్ క్రియేట్ చేసి దీనికి ఏదో ఒక నేమ్ ఇచ్చి ఇక్కడ బఫర్ అని ఇచ్చారనుకోండి, సో ఇక్కడ మీరు స్టోర్ చేయొచ్చు. మీరు ఏదైతే వాల్యూని ఇక్కడ ఇచ్చారో ఇక్కడ ఇప్పుడు ఏం చేస్తుంది అంటే టోస్కా అప్లికేషన్లోకి వెళ్ళి ఇక్కడ స్టోర్ చేస్తుంది టెస్ట్ అనే దాంట్లోకి. ఇది నార్మల్ వే. మీకు ఈ నార్మల్ వేనే తెలియదు. ఇప్పుడు అది నేను నార్మల్ వేనే తెలియకుండా అసలు కార్డినాలిటీ అనే కాన్సెప్ట్ చెప్పడం కూడా వేస్ట్ మీకు. మీకు అట్లీస్ట్ ఇది ఐడియా రావాలి. అసలు ఓకే, ఒక వాల్యూ ఇచ్చాము, అది స్టోర్ చేయాలి అంటే వేరే టెస్ట్ స్టెప్ క్రియేట్ చేసుకుంటానో ఏదో ఒకటి చెప్పాలి మీరు. సో మీకు అదే అర్థం కాలేదు. సో నార్మల్గా అయితే ఇలా చేస్తాం మనం. ఎలా అంటే లైక్ ఫస్ట్ ఏదైతే ఇస్తామో దాని తర్వాత వేరే స్టెప్ క్రియేట్ చేసి ఇక్కడ బఫర్ చేసుకుంటాం. సో ఇక్కడ ఏంటంటే మనకి 2 స్టెప్స్ అయిపోతున్నాయి. సో ఇలా మనకి 2 స్టెప్స్ అవ్వకుండా ఒకే స్టెప్లో నువ్వు ఇన్పుట్ చేస్తావు అండ్ అట్ ద సేమ్ టైం వెంటనే అదే నెక్స్ట్ టెస్ట్ స్టెప్ వాల్యూలో బఫర్ చేయాలి అంటే మనం కార్డినాలిటీ అనే ఆప్షన్ యూజ్ చేస్తాం అన్నమాట. సో దానికి మాడ్యూల్లోకి వెళ్తే ఇక్కడ ఈమెయిల్ అనే ఫీల్డ్ ఉంది కదా. సో ఇక్కడ బై డిఫాల్ట్ 0 to 1 అని ఉంది. ఇక్కడ మీరు ఇది రిమూవ్ చేసి 2 అని ఇచ్చినా ఫైన్, 3 అని ఇచ్చినా ఎన్ని ఇచ్చినా కానీ ఒక 2 అని ఇచ్చారు అనుకోండి. సో ఇప్పుడు ఇక్కడ టెస్ట్ కేసులోకి వెళ్తే ఇక్కడ చూడండి, ఈమెయిల్ ఫీల్డ్ ఆల్రెడీ 2 times ఎనేబుల్ అయింది మనకి. అంటే ఫస్ట్ టైం ఏమో ఇన్పుట్ చేస్తావు, సెకండ్ టైం ఏమో ఏదో ఒక నేమ్ ఇచ్చి యాక్షన్ మోడ్ అనేది బఫర్ ఇస్తాం. సో ఇప్పుడు మనకి ఏమవుతుంది, ఒకే స్టెప్లో 2 అయిపోతున్నాయి మనకి. ఒకే స్టెప్లో 2 ఆపరేషన్స్ అనేవి పర్ఫామ్ అవుతున్నాయి. ఒకటి ఈమెయిల్ అనేది ఇస్తున్నాం అండ్ అట్ ద సేమ్ టైమ్ యూ ఆర్ బఫరింగ్ ద వాల్యూ. సో నౌ యూ కెన్ సీ ద స్క్రాచ్ బుక్ రిజల్ట్. So an email field has been input successfully and also the buffer has been done. Test 1889@gmail.com and buffer int. See, it is the exact value whatever we are having on the application. So by using this cardinality, so we can enable the test step value more than once. So by default, it will be 0 to 1. So if you want to perform like multiple actions on the same test step, so then we need to use the కార్డినాలిటీ. అంటే మనం ఒకే టెస్ట్ స్టెప్లో మల్టిపుల్ స్టెప్స్ పర్ఫామ్ చేయాలంటే మేబీ క్లిక్ చేయాలి, ఒకసారి ఇన్పుట్ చేయాలి, బఫర్ చేయాలి, అన్ని ఒకే స్టెప్లో చేయాలి అన్నప్పుడు మనం కార్డినాలిటీ అనేది యూజ్ చేస్తాం అనమాట. ఓకే, ఇస్ దిస్ క్లియర్ గైస్ ఆర్ ఎనీ డౌట్స్? సో దిస్ ఈస్ లైక్ వెరీ వెరీ స్మాల్ టాపిక్. సో బై డిఫాల్ట్గా మనకి మాడ్యూల్ లెవెల్లో, సో ఇక్కడ చూస్తే మీరు ప్రాపర్టీస్లో వేరే వాటికి పాస్వర్డ్ కానీ దేనికైనా 0 to 1 అనే ఉంటుంది. సో దెన్ నెంబర్ ఆఫ్ టైమ్స్ ఇవ్వచ్చు మనం, 2 times 3 times 5 times 10 times ఎన్నైనా. సో సింపుల్గా 2 అని ఇచ్చుకున్నా మీకు మల్టిపుల్ టైమ్స్ అనేది ఎనేబుల్ అవుతుంది అనమాట. ఓకే, సో దిస్ ఈజ్ హౌ కార్డినాలిటీ వర్క్స్. సో ఐ థింక్ యా ఫర్ టుడే దిస్ షుడ్ బి ఫైన్.